Hello and welcome. Welcome to another Lunch with Lisa. I am Lisa Warner. I am the author of The Simplicity of Self Healing. And today, let's talk about what is the nature of self healing. The true nature of self healing is not about just healing the body, it's about healing the self. And in order for us to heal ourselves, we have to restore our connection to our divinity. We have to restore our divine blueprint. We are souls first and foremost. And as souls, we are in harmony with all life. We are in harmony with the sacredness of life. We see everything as sacred. We honor life, especially our own lives. We feel blessed. We feel beautiful. We feel sacred. We feel divine. We feel our connection with all of life. That's the divine design. But here on planet Earth, we have fallen out of harmony with the divine design. We have fallen into a realm of distortion, into a realm of darkness where the shadow exists. And when a shadow is just a shadow. When you stand outside in the sun, you cast a shadow. It's just a shadow. But when that shadow takes on intelligence, when that shadow comes into physical form, fear, doubt, guilt, shame, blame, all of those things are the shadow. They are who we are not. When we are standing outside in the sun, we are ourselves. The shadow is just the what is cast between the sun and ourselves. It's the not who we are. So when that shadow takes on form, when we embody the shadow, the traumas, the dramas, the distorted thought patterns. I'm not okay. There's something wrong with me. I don't fit in. Why are we doing this? Why is there war? Why am I struggling to survive? Why is money so difficult? When we take on all of these distorted thought patterns, we embody these distorted patterns. And these distorted patterns then take on physical shape through our bodies. We are not here to embody the shadow. We can experience the shadow. We can experience fear, doubt, guilt, shame, blame. There's nothing wrong with those things. They're simply the contrast. They are what gives the light even greater meaning. But we're not here to live those things. They're not meant to take up valuable real estate in our bodies or in our auric fields. But when we are living with the shadow inside, when there is constantly that shadow within, the constant feeling of, well, is the next shoe going to drop? What's wrong with me? I don't feel right. I have pain. All of these things, they're not meant to be our embodied state. Of course, we want to be able to feel all the feels. This is why we came into physical form, to be able to feel everything. And when we feel sadness, there's nothing wrong with that. A loved one dies, our pet dies, somebody, our best friend moves away. Of course we're going to feel sad. But we're not meant to then continue to feel sad for the rest of our lives. It's not healthy, it's not helpful. It's not the way it is divinely designed to be. So, self healing, it's about our ability to restore our light, to reactivate our divine blueprint, to start to recognize, recognize, start to see ourselves differently. We're not mere humans. We are divine beings of light, souls. Souls are non physical. The soul is the living life force essence that is uniquely you, uniquely me. And you and I, we are the only ones who can restore our own divinity. When we have fallen out of alignment with the truth of who we are, when our light is no longer shining brightly, when we no longer feel excited to be alive, it means that the shadow has come in and taken up space. We are embodying the shadow. So, if we are embodying the shadow inherently robs us of our life force energy. So, when we are being drained of our life force energy, we age. We start to slow down. We start to not feel so great. We start to worry. We start to wonder, how much longer do I have? What's wrong with me? Like, these are not natural embodiments for grand beings of light. So, self healing is about restoring our own divinity, restoring our light, getting our light turned back on so that we can share the gifts and talents that we each inherently possess. We came here to give to this beautiful planet. We didn't come here to find out what we can get. Unfortunately, the people who rule the world, they're the takers. They have not evolved their consciousness beyond what's in it for me. They're not here to help restore the divine design. They're not here one asking, how may I serve? Right? Governments are supposed to be serving us, but it's flipped around. We aren't serving the governments. Follow the rules, pay your taxes, do what you're told. Right? This is the shadow. This is the reversal matrix. And this is why we as a collective are suffering. We're not here to be ruled over. We are not here to see what we can get out of life. We're here divinely infused with natural gifts and talents. That when we are offering our gifts and talents, we feel good, we feel useful, we feel productive, we feel fulfilled because we are expressing our highest gifts and talents. We're here to express ourselves. Every soul is created completely unique, just like every snowflake is completely unique. As souls, we each have completely unique configurations. Our geometry, even though there is a basic geometry, a basic template for life, a blueprint, we each have subtle differences, nuances, things that we really enjoy, things that we like to explore. We have special gifts and talents that are different from everybody else. Yes, there are similarities, but we are each completely unique. We're not here to fit in to a mold, but trying to fit ourselves into a mold automatically starts to distort our template, because we're not here to be like everybody else. We're not here to follow the rules. We're not here to do what we're told. We came here to live, to truly express that which is inside, that which is in our hearts, to share. This is how we thrive. But the society that we live in is not designed for us to thrive. The society that we live in is designed to capture us, to keep us as slaves, to keep us as subservient to the overlords. This is not why we're here. But this is why humanity has been suffering for thousands upon thousands of years at the hands of the ruling class. The ruling class that has never evolved their consciousness beyond worship me, take, look at me, I'm the all powerful ones. This is childish. The child is designed to take, right? Because like the child needs to be given nourishment. The child needs to be given opportunities to experience themselves. This is perfectly normal and natural, but it is also perfectly normal and natural to evolve the consciousness beyond that so that we can discover what it is that we are here to contribute. How may I contribute the gifts and talents that are uniquely mine, that have been given to me by Mother, Father, God, Source, Creator, whatever word you want to put on that? We each have a unique design, and we are here to contribute our unique gifts to the collective, to the whole, to help make things better. But when we're not expressing that, when we're not recognizing our own divinity, when we're not recognizing our own gifts and talents, we suffer. When we're trying to do the right thing and fit in and follow the rules, all of that drains our living life force energy. We start to compromise our integrity. Integrity meaning the wholeness, the solidity of a structure. After an earthquake, buildings lose their structural integrity. When we give away our power, we lose our own structural integrity, our divine perfection. And then our living life force energy starts to seep out. Because when the container is no longer a solid container, the structure of our soul, the geometry of who we are, when that geometry is distorted, we start to get cracks in the container. And if you have cracks in the glass, all the water starts to seep out. Right? Our light body is the container. But every time we have been traumatized, every time we've been told that we're not okay, that we have to do something even when it doesn't feel right, all of these are traumas. These traumas, it's like banging into the glass and starting to crack the glass, starting to crack the integrity. Our inner guidance system shows us the integrity of our structure. When inside we go, I don't want to do this. It doesn't feel right. Like, I don't want to have to give my money back to the government. It doesn't feel right. Something feels off about all of this. I don't want to put my hands up to get body scans going through the, you know, port in an airport. Something doesn't feel right about that. But we're told that we have to give up our inner knowing. You have to do this. Actually, we don't. But each and every time we start to give up our inner knowing, when we follow the rules, even though it goes against every fiber of our being, we start to suffer. And the longer we allow ourselves to suffer, the farther degraded our structure becomes. So we have a divine blueprint. Our physical bodies have a blueprint of perfection. But when we are not maintaining our own integrity, that blueprint starts to distort and we start to lose our integrity. The blueprint starts to distort and we are no longer living at our ultimate vitality level, our ultimate health level. We're no longer living in alignment with our divinity. Our soul has started to seep out of the structure. We start to lose less and more of our soul. We become less and less of the truth of who we are. When we believe, BELIE, when we believe, lie is right in the middle of that. Believing happens in our minds. When we believe that we are mere mortals, when we believe that we're merely human, that we're just physical, this is the lie. We are not physical at all. The truth of who we are is we are eternal, immortal, non-physical souls who are here animating the physical body. Physical is just a tiny fraction of who we truly are. But when we believe it is the wholeness of who we are, that's a distortion. When we believe there's something wrong with our bodies, that we're being attacked by diseases, it's a lie. That's a distortion. It's a belief that we have been taught. It's not true. I discovered this personally when I found myself facing cancer, a killer disease. I didn't want to go the pre-paved pathway to healing because I noticed that the vast majority of people that I have seen walk that pre-paved path really actually never fully healed. Their bodies never fully restored to the divine blueprint. They never restored their vitality. They kept living like, oh my gosh, is it coming back again? What's going to happen? They had that thing like constantly in the background. Is it going to come back? Is it going to get me? Is it going to kill? I didn't want that. I wanted this killer disease to be completely gone so that I never had to think about it ever again. I wanted it to be completely erased from my consciousness so that it was no longer a choice on the buffet table of my life. That was my whole goal. I didn't want to participate in that reality in any way, shape, or form. I wanted nothing to do with cancer because I knew that it wasn't my destiny. It wasn't a reality that I was supposed to embody. So instead of going the pre-paved path, I went in my own direction. I started tuning in. I started to listen to my body. I started to ask high quality questions of my higher self. What do I need to know about this in order for it to change? What do I need to know in order to heal my body? And I sat quietly in that question until the answer arrived. And when the answer arrived, it was like suddenly shifting my focus from my physical eyes to seeing, like, oh my God, there's something wrong with my body. I shifted into the eyes of my soul. Suddenly I was able to see a bigger picture. I was able to see what my soul sees. And what my soul saw was, hey, Lisa, you're not being attacked by anything. There's no killer disease. Your body is doing exactly what you are instructing it to do. You are embodying doubt, shame, guilt, fear, all of these distorted energies, all of these shadow energies are in your consciousness and they're playing loops in your consciousness. Your body is showing you what these energies look like in physical form. You have embodied the shadow. Oh, as soon as I realized there is no killer disease, it's not a thing. That was the illusion. Cancer is the illusion. It's not what we think that it is. We've been trained to think that it's a killer disease. And if we don't move beyond the stinking thinking, it's going to keep killing us. It's not that there's a thing that's killing us. We're literally giving away our life force energy. These cracks in our structure. Fear is a major crack in the integrity of our structure, our light body structure. Fear is it's showing us like, hey, your living life force energy is flowing out of your container. You're losing yourself. Self-healing is about mending the cracks in the structure. It is about discovering where is our living life force energy seeping out. or pouring out. The more fear we have, the faster it's pouring out. The faster we degrade, the faster everything gets eroded away, and we just start to shrink away and die. We no longer have the enough living life force energy sometimes to even get out of bed. There's no need for this. But we have to recognize, we have to change the way we look at things, we have to change the way we think about things. We have to stop doing what we're told and start going inside and following our own inner guidance, because the inner guidance is leading us back to wholeness. The inner guidance is always pointing us back to our health. It's always pointing us to where there's a failure in the structural integrity and how we can start to mend it. I forget the name of there's the Japanese art of when a vase breaks, they put it back together and seal the seams with gold. I forget the name of that at the moment, but it's like we have the ability to seal the seams, to mend the cracks with our own light. Our light is the gold, it's the treasure. You are the treasure. You, the soul, are the gold that fills all of those cracks. Self-healing is about filling the cracks with our own light, to stop the leakage of living life force energy, to restore our own vitality. And we each are the only ones who can restore our own vitality. I can't possibly mend your cracks for you. I can't restore your vitality. That's your job. My job is to restore my own cracks and my own vitality, to fill my vase with my own living life force energy, which is in divine union with God, Mother, Father, God, Source, Universe. It's up to me to restore my own divinity. And it's up to you to restore yours. When we fill the traumas, when we fill those cracks, every time there's a trauma, it's like somebody has banged into the glass of our vase and created a crack, a dent. Sometimes the living life force energy only just kind of just drips out slowly. And sometimes there's whoosh, it goes running out. But we feel that in our bodies. The body, when the body feels fear, doubt, guilt, shame, blame, it's the body telling us you got a crack in your structure. It's time to fill the crack. It's time to restore your structural integrity. It's time to restore your divinity. We're not meant to continually live with our own living life force energy being drained off or siphoned off, as the case may be. Right? You know, when how we can siphon gasoline out of somebody else's tank. If we're not paying attention, it's easy to have other people siphon off our energy. It's easy to have others feeding from us. Sometimes we voluntarily allow them to feed. Oh, here, time to pay my taxes. Here, let me give you all some money so that you can continue the war efforts. And sometimes we don't do it intentionally. Sometimes we just simply don't recognize that there's something or someone siphoning off our energy. Like we don't feel good. We feel anxious. We feel a little nervous. We feel not really sure why. Self healing. It's about filling up the cracks. It's about restoring your structural integrity. It's about restoring your divinity. It is about turning your light on, moving your consciousness back up into alignment with your higher self, the self that you truly are, to step out of the programming, step away from this societal prison structure, and start asking, instead of what can I get, how can I contribute? How can I get more of my own light into my body? How can I live my soul's purpose? This is the nature of self healing. There is no pill for this, there is no shot for this, there is no alternative for this. This is what self healing truly is about. Are you willing to restore your own divinity? Are you willing to enhance your own personal structure? Are you willing to fill the cracks? Are you willing to address the traumas that have caused the cracks in the container? And are you willing to fill those cracks with your own light? Are you willing to be all of who you truly are? Because when you do this, you will feel good always and forever. Once you remember this and you start to restore your personal integrity, the integrity of your body begins to be restored. This is how you heal the body. There's nothing wrong with your body. Your body is simply showing you where your living life force energy is being drained off, where you're losing your own integrity. I hope this was helpful to you. I am creating a class which will start in September, which will help you to restore your integrity, to help you look at healing from a higher perspective, will help you start to restore your divinity, to help you see disease through a different lens, to take the fear out of it, and to start to allow yourself to know what to do, to step yourself away from the systems of soul imprisonment that drain our life force energy rather than enhance it, from a system that is designed to take and take and take. You are designed to be able to give everything you need to yourself. You have everything you need right inside. You have the power. You just have to recognize it. You have to see the power that you have. And we have to start changing the way we look at things. Because then the things that we look at can change. I hope this was helpful to you today. If you need assistance, if there's anything I can do to assist you on your journey, please feel free to reach out. You can find me at connectingyoutoyou.com. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, create for yourselves a great day because you can. Shine your light. Bye for now.